Hello everyone, it's Deb Floros for Jesse James Beads. I'm working with the August 2025 Magical Mystery Bead Box, the Pony Express. Oh my goodness, this is such a fun theme, and there are so many cool pieces and parts in this box. You are going to love it. So I opened up the box and I pulled out my favorite things to make a layered lariat necklace. So I grabbed the count them, two chain strands. One is called Rodeo, one is called Gold Rush. I also grabbed the Into the Sunset ombre strands, the seed beads, and I pulled out those metal beads, but I didn't end up using any of them in this project. But I did pull out the Monument Valley bead mix, which has lots of fun little goodies in it, and I used a lot of what was in that little mix. So I've got everything laid out, and the first thing I'm going to do is open up the silver tone chain. So it comes with a jump ring connecting the chain. I opened that up. And what I want to do is I want to create some dangles at both ends of the chain. I've got some 3-inch head pins, and I'm going to take those little teardrop beads that are in that mix, and then I'm going to try out the beads in that ombre strand. And I think I need a seed bead to add a little bit of dimension there. So I love those seed beads, such a cool neutral. And those two teardrops are going to sit on top of each other with that seed bead in between, and then another seed bead. And then I'm going to create a wire wrap loop. But before I actually do the wrapping, I'm going to open up that loop and I'm going to attach it to the very end link of my chain. And then I'm going to do my wrapping. So I'm holding on with my chain nose pliers and doing maybe 2.5 rounds, and then snipping off my excess, holding that excess. Then I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers and tuck in that little end piece of wire, and there you've got your first dangle. Now I want to wrap one of each of those bead shapes that are in that strand. You get 2 strands, and there are several shapes that you can work with. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take a teardrop bead from the mix, a seed bead, one of those ombre beads, another seed bead, and then create my loop, open it up a little bit, and then I'm going to go up about 2 links on my chain, and I'm going to attach that bead there. Holding on with my chain nose pliers, I'm going to wrap it on, and it will be nice and securely attached to my chain. Now that chain has closed links, so those wire wrapped beads are not going anywhere. So I'm going to tuck in that little end of my wire. There's 2 beads. Then I'm going to create the next one. And you could do this in any order that you would like. I kind of just wanted to mix up the shapes and, mix up the colors and make sure that they all sort of laid nicely when they were all cascading down on this chain. Now, this is going to be the lariat part of the necklace. So you're going to have these beads wrapped on one end of the chain, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other end of the chain. And you could do a completely different pattern on the other side if you would like. I did the exact same one. I kind of like the idea of some continuity or some consistency on both ends of my chain. And I used those little teardrop beads. There are certainly other beads that you could use at the bottom of your head pins. Now with that heart-shaped bead, you could almost use 2 seed beads on top, because that little seed bead tucks right into that crook on the heart. So there's 4. And I love this color combination. It is so beautiful. So I forgot that there was 5 beads. So I started on the other side, but then I remembered, oh yeah, there's one more color, one more shape for me to work with. So I went and wire wrapped that last bead on the side that I already started working on. So just doing the same exact thing, the little teardrop, a seed bead, the large bead, a seed bead, and then wire wrapped a loop and attached to the chain. And I did, kind of go every other piece, every other link of chain. So there's that finished end. Then I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side, which I've already started. And that's what you're going to have. So you could end here. This could go right around your neck, but you probably won't feel very secure. So I'm going to create a layer. I'm going to grab this other piece of chain in the other metal tones. It's like an antique brass. And I'm going to cut a portion of this chain off. You'll have a little bit extra to do something with when this project is done. And I'm going to attach it on both sides of this necklace. Now we're going to attach to one side with just jump rings. So I grabbed some oval jump rings for this. I felt like because the chain links were a little on the ovalish side that, I don't know, that somehow seemed to match. And I attached with 2 jump rings because I always do that for a little added security, a little bit of oomph for the design. So I added the one side of the chain about 3 or 4 links up from where the beads ended. Then I took a lobster claw, and that one's sort of like an elongated lobster claw. And I'm going to attach with 2 jump rings that lobster claw to the other end of that piece of chain. Now that's going to create your closure and make this necklace very versatile. So I used 2 jump rings, attached that, and now I can attach that lobster anywhere on this chain. So I could attach it directly across, I could attach it further up, which makes this a very fun necklace to style. So I'm just kind of putting the chain on for now because we're going to embellish that chain, and we're going to do kind of the same thing we did with the beads on the ends of the silver chain. I've got some 2-inch head pins now. They are flat end, and I'm using those little teardrops again, a seed bead, and then the cube beads that are also in that mix. Those cube beads are so luscious, and they'll also have another seed bead on top of them. I'm going to then attach them to the chain and then do the wire wrap around that bead. Now you can pattern this however you would like. I did every other bead, or I'm sorry, every other link in the chain, and that's the way that I patterned it out. But you could add a wire wrapped piece to every single link if you would like. These won't really crowd too much, and I honestly think that would look pretty as well. You could even space them out differently. You could bring in some other beads. Those metal beads that are on the mat there that I didn't end up using might also be some fun additions to this. Because we've got some mixed metal going already, it might be kind of fun to add those. So I'm just adding those beads, and I'm spacing them out and making sure that they're going to hang right once they are all attached and all ready to go. I love how those look. So that's super pretty. I've got a couple more to go here. So I'm just wire wrapping directly onto the chain. If you're more comfortable, you could most certainly attach your wire wrapped dangles with jump rings. That's also another way to handle this. So now we've got those. Now we can attach that layer to our lariat and create our layered lariat necklace. I love the colors, I love the textures, I love the mixed metals. There's so many fun things about this fun layered lariat. You can make this exact project with a few jump rings and a few head pins. Just grab the Magical Mystery Bead Box for August 2025, the Pony Express. I hope you'll enjoy the box and enjoy making this fun project. And here I am styling this fun piece. There's so many ways that you can wear it. So much fun. Oh, I just love this piece. Really, really fun. Lots of great movement. And you can do it so many different ways. And you can make it your own by adding different beads or different components. Look at that. Super, super fun. Super, super cool. Go to jessiejamesbeads.com to find the Magical Mystery Bead Box for August 2025 and subscribe if you'd like, because every box is incredible and full of inspiration. Thank you so much for watching.